We are live. This is Thursday night. This is the Wrestling for Life Network. We are here for TNA Impact. We got a lot going down on the card. The world title is on the line tonight. The international title is on the line on tonight. The Elegance brand is in action. We may have some spoilers for Slammiversary, and then we got a lot of TNA news to get into and to talk about. It's going to be a crazy Thursday night stream, so let's get into it. Like I said, this is Thursday. This is the Wrestling for Life Network. We are here for TNA Impact. The world title is on the line. The international title is on the line. The Elegance brand is in action. Steve Macklin is no longer with TNA Wrestling. There's a lot to talk about, but I am not here to talk about this alone. If you don't know who I am Anthony by Elegance, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings you its tag stream champions of the world, the man who puts the T in TNA, Ringside Anthony. I am Big Nick, and I believe we've got a live episode tonight from Boston. I think it's not a pre-recorded one, and I believe we've also got the world title is kicking off the show. I think I saw Mike Santana asking for that to be the first match.
Yeah, so the world title match is kicking off the show. It'll be Mike Santana versus Eric Young, and from what I'm understanding, the international title will close the show. That's Casey Navarro versus Mustafa Ali, and in the middle we got the Elegance brand. We got, I think, Mr. Elegance taking on
versus Elijah.
I mean, there's some stuff going down on this card that I'm actually excited about. The main event and the opener, definitely excited about as we approach Slammiversary. Probably get some Slammiversary ramifications with both of those matches.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've already got Ryan Nemeth. Nick Nemeth. Sorry, Ryan Nemeth's the one suing AEW. Nick Nemeth already admitting that he's going to declare he's calling his shot now, that the winner. See, and I didn't thought that I'd forgotten about this match tonight. I know even when we were here last week, it didn't feel like it made full sense of they're doing this on TV, but it's a live episode. But I thought we were going to get a triple threat of Nemeth versus EY versus Santana at Slammiversary, and that could have been maybe where you saw Santana drop the belt, but it looks like we're now going to get Nemeth versus Santana, most likely.
Yeah, it looks like we're definitely getting Nemeth versus Santana, which as much as I like Eric Young, I think that would be a better match for Slammiversary. It seems more of a marquee match with those two names. So I'm excited about that. I'm thinking that maybe Ricky Sosa shows back up. I know he was at the tapings this past weekend. So maybe Ricky Sosa shows back up and kind of gets his revenge on EY, which leads to something at Slammiversary. So there's a lot to play with as we lead towards Slammiversary.
Do you add, two things. First, you add matches to Slammiversary, even though when you have all the belts already on the line, you already got at least that's like 6 to 7 matches right there before you start adding other stuff.
Yeah, that's 6 matches. I think we can add one more, which would be 7.
Fair enough. And did you also see the stuff going around? I just saw this today. Ricky Sosa is able to come back to the States and everything like that, but they're doing what seems like an angle with the former owner or manager of the French wrestling promotion that he was wrestling in, to where he's got to pay back his dues and he wants his take because he made him a big star and everything of now because he signed with TNA. So it looks like they're trying to do something where he'd be bouncing between both promotions almost.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I saw that actually floating around. I think it's like Chase or something is the guy's name that runs the promotion, and they like interrupted an interview he was doing and are kind of demanding their take because they made him a star and everything. To me, it looks like it reads like a complete angle, and it'll be interesting if he's doing that. When do we see Ricky Sosa again on TV? Like I said, he's allegedly been declared fine to show back up in the country. I don't know if it was visa issues or personal issues or both, but we should see him back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we definitely should see him back sooner. From what I'm understanding, it was visa issues that was holding him back. So I think that's what was happening, but I'm glad to see him back, and I'm glad that they'll probably, use him more in a capacity.
Right. But last thing, because we were talking about the first match, the two title matches tonight before we say hi to the people. Do you think that now, because we're going to get the international title in the main event, that's going to be a title change? Because Casey's getting over.
Yeah, Casey is definitely getting over. I could see a title change happening tonight, to be honest, with the international title. So I wouldn't put it past TNA having that title change tonight, but Casey Navarro is definitely over. The crowd loves him. The TNA fan base on social media loves him. So you could do a title change tonight and do a rematch at Slammiversary if you want to go that route. But and then you can after, if you do go that route and you do go the route of Casey Navarro like retaining at Slammiversary, this is when you can put Mustafa Ali in that world title opportunity, because I think we both agree that he needs to be in that world title picture.
Oh, for sure. I would love to see him run it back with Santana before Santana potentially ultimately leaves. But we should probably start saying hi to the people, as we got about 8 minutes out here. The top 3 from last night: Spaz, Reader, Damien. Those are your folks, your points, folks. Those, the more you chat, the more you super chat. YouTube does all the adding up for us and everything. That's how you get that top 3. And we've seen kind of some new names floating around there a little bit. I know Spaz is back in the top spot, but yeah, blow up this chat out here. It's a Thursday night, and how many people out there actually watching TNA right now?
Yeah, it was like 2 nights ago. I think I saw Denisha at the top, took Spaz's spot at one point.
Oh, yeah. It's been all new names out there, especially with all these afternoon shows out there, because they love the European tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Zach, what up? National Corn on the Cob Day. I heard Bill Goldberg eats corn the long way. But what up, Zach? Kevin, hi,
What's
Big
up,
Nick,
Kevin?
and Anthony. Eric, hey, Wrestling for Life buddies, can't wait for tonight's show. And I hope that Big Nick didn't have nightmares of his Bills watching the Spurs choke last night. Don't you worry, because I'm down with the Knicks out here. Danhausen's curse running wild out there. It's Nick Mania going on out there. Love to see a Nick go over. But did you see anything? Do you have any thoughts, opinions on the NBA Finals, sir? Or at least even Danhausen's involvement? Have you at least seen Danhausen out there?
I haven't watched a single game. I'm not really a big basketball fan. Well, I'm not really a big sports fan in general, but yeah, I haven't seen anything.
Boston got you in the Bruins, and that's it. That's you tapped out
right
there.
That's as far as it probably will ever go.
No, but it's for those who don't know, and for Anthony who doesn't know. So the New York Knicks haven't been in the NBA championship since 1999, when they were also taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Danhausen uncursed the Knicks, and since then they've been 16-1, I want to say, or something like that. They were released on a 13-0 record. Biggest comeback in NBA Finals last night, down 29 points in a little under the second half of the game, and ended up winning by a point on 0.2 seconds. OG Anunoby, I hope I said that right, got the game-winning bucket. So now Knicks up 3-1. So New York City's, if I can say words, police department should be on high alert, because we've seen how the Knicks fans have been throughout all of this. Someone threw an egg at Wembanyama and all of that. But New York City should be on high alert when the Knicks win, and I will say on record, when the Knicks win, because they're going to have to shut down the whole city. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be Project X meets The Purge.
Crazy. I didn't know those stats, though. I didn't know they haven't been to the final since 1999?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a long time.
When you're like a Bills fan and everything, those long waits and everything. And especially, I'm a Knick from New York, and my high school team colors were orange and blue. So I was like born to somehow end up being a Knicks fan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But now that my long-winded NBA breakdown out here, Sean Reed, what's up? Make sure you smash that like button. Absolutely be a friend. Tell a friend. Hit that like button. We're back regular time tomorrow for SmackDown and Sunday, Wrestling with Mental Health 2. The last one we did was members only. This one's open to anybody and everybody. You don't got to be a guy to show up and talk men's mental health. It's an open forum to just very much talk about something that means a lot to us. So make sure you're there for that too at 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ronan, what up? Damien, Boston out there. King, Callum, Jesse, what up, what up? This should be a good TNA show. Am I right that it's live tonight? It's not a taped one? Like this is the start of some tapings?
As far as I know, tonight is taped. If it's live, that would be awesome. But as far as I know, it's taped. I didn't see anything online saying it was live.
I thought because it was in Boston, I saw actually, and I can't validate fully if this was true or not, but I saw something on Twitter to where the Hardys were judging Mr. Elegance's pet performance on a bridge in Boston.
Oh,
that's kind of interactive thing.
They're doing media for Slammiversary, which is in Boston.
Okay. So mea culpa.
Yeah. I don't know.
They were in Boston.
They'll be in Boston for Slammiversary, and I think they're sticking around I think there's a live episode after Slammiversary too, so I think they're sticking around in Boston. I don't know where they are for the next set of tapings, but yeah, I don't think it's live tonight at all.
Fair enough. So then mea culpa. See, unlike other wrestling creators and spacers out there, I'll admit when I'm wrong.
I'm going to at least double check if I know they take
while I read more of these names off of Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What up? MDB, would you look at that? Anthony is on time this week. Oh, the rivalry is already starting now.
He only knows I was late because he was late last week. So yeah.
It's interesting. You two show up at the same time and everything.
So yeah, they're in Boston for Slammiversary. I guess they took down where they were this past weekend, so they're not up there. So
so they're in a mystery place.
Yeah, they're in a mystery place.
There we go. From the Phantom Zone, but the Lantern Warrior, what up? And I think actually became a member for 11 months. Appreciate you again. The members get you all the extra bonus benefits and members only streams. I know we got to work on doing more of those, but we price the membership as low as we can. We try and do everything pretty much at cost just to, put more funds back in the coffers for the channel. But appreciate you. Boss Pedal 30 watching live. I did not know there were 30 TNA fans left. Well, there's now more than that. There's 35 plus us two. There's 37 plus you is 38. We're doing Steiner math out here. You got a 33 and a third % chance you're a TNA wrestling fan.
Absolutely. We might be small, but we got some fans out there.
Well, you've been catching a lot of strays out there, my guy, lately.
Yeah. It's been insane.
Lazy, what's y'all thoughts? Shout out, I think I pretty much already gave my breakdown of that, and Anthony just agreed because Anthony don't watch the Knicks. At least it's not the wrestling tie of Dan House is more over than he's ever been. He's a pop culture thing now.
I mean, that's one
Knicks finals run.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I can admit. I mean, Danhausen is more over than anything right now that's going on. I mean, that man is showing up any and everywhere that he can.
Right. Boston, blow up the chat so you can click on 4.5 comments. You shush your mouth, sure. I've been clicking away out here.
You've done better tonight. I guess we have to do better throughout the live show, throughout the episode, I should say.
I like how you're out there backing him up. You've been better tonight. Good for you, Johnny.
I guess I have to click on more comments too.
Dastin, what up? Vince McMahon lawsuit is over and going to private arbitration, so none of charges matter. I don't know if it's officially over. I don't want to touch on this because I'm not a fucking expert in legalese, but it seems like they're both trying to agree to go to this private arbitration and just kind of can be done with this. That's how it kind of seems. And it seems like even they're all wrestling lawsuits are doing that. Can Nemeth and AEW seems like they're trying to go to private arbitration.
I stopped reading when I got to private arbitration. I was like, I don't even know what that word means. So that means this doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to move on. So
Fair
that's
enough.
when
Fair
I
enough.
saw the article this week, I was like, I don't need to read any more of this.
Jose, what up? De'Aaron Fox is an idiot, and Wemby is a dirty ass player. Z-Man Scar, good evening, Wrestling for Life and chat. What up? What up? As got TNA kicking off right now with the EY Santana video package.
Yeah, which, as we said earlier in the stream, that kicks off tonight's show, the TNA World Title match.
Right. OTC Tay, hi Nick. What up, Mick? What up? Crack Wemby straight in his nugget top. Yeah, I think they missed him though with the egg, but yeah, no, Wemby's got some coming to him. Wemby's just a dirty ass player. And the second he starts doing the in your head, and then they go down, they lose 28 points. Like your spirit's got to be broken now, going back into San Antonio down 3-1. But I digress. You're getting in me all hot and bothered about the NBA now. Hashtag human monies. Yes. Now, even since Danhausen's used that, and that's now if I have to send the wife money to pick me up something when she's out or whatever, I ask her if I send you the human monies. Danhausen is over in this household. She doesn't watch much wrestling, but she loves Danhausen.
Yeah. I mean, Danhausen is everywhere. I mean, it's crazy.
They were selling Nixhausen Max before game 3 out there. Think about it. Danhausen and the president of the United States were in the same arena for the Knicks in the finals.
That's insane. I didn't even know the president was there at the
well, he made it known when he took a nap, but yeah. But we are kicking off with the show, the intro right now. What up? Wrestling with Mental Health 2, Electric Boogaloo, absolutely. Sunday. Michael Spikes. I 100% blame WWE, Triple H, TKO for the problems happening in TNA. All the talent leaving TNA. WWE made TNA put all their titles in NXT. Talent WWE made TNA not push. Young talent, Myla Grace, Jody Threat. Jody's not exactly a young talent, but she's still there. Daniel Luna might have been a better example. So they're in Denver tonight, by the way. But I'm going to star this because that's something we can definitely talk about in a commercial.
Yeah.
A lot of people blaming WWE now in this partnership.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that during like a commercial break or something. I have a lot. Not really a lot. I have medium information to talk about.
Let it out.
Some medium information, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot to talk about over the course of the past like 5 days of what's going on with TNA.
Right. But Bradley, what up? Is I've got the Green Bastard. Sorry, Eric Young coming from parts unknown out here. I still don't know what the cleanse is or when it will be, what it was be, what it should be, what it could be.
Exactly. What was it going to be? But I mean, we got something. I don't know. They've teased this for so long. I mean, I believe it started maybe right after Slammiversary last year, and we haven't gotten anything from it at all. Like zilch. Even though he said he took out Ricky, that was a part of the cleanse. I think he said he took out somebody else. I can't remember, but like nothing has come from this at all.
EY is very much in that Frankie Kazarian role of like you're kind of just the OG, triple OG in TNA, so I got to put some respect on your name, but that's about it you got right now, my guy. There's not much else going on with either of them. Like,
at least I can say that I like Eric Young
versus EC3. We were just running back.
That was the other one. That he cleansed EC3, from TNA. But yes, at least I can say like between Frankie and EY, I do like EY a lot more. I think he's a lot more polished and better. But yeah, I think you're right. You just put them on the same kind of pedestal. Those are the OGs of TNA.
And that's about where I got for them. That they're kind of filling up space. They're kind of just more in the way, it feels. Like no one expected this to be your main title feud going into your biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this wasn't even a thought of what could happen with the world title feud. I initially thought after the whole Steve Macklin debacle, with him getting injured, I thought maybe they would push that out until Slammiversary, but they decided to do that a couple of weeks ago, and then now he's gone. So like your plan right now is EY. If he loses tonight, now you go Santana and Nemeth at Slammiversary. So nothing really solid, no really solid story right now for the world title scene at all.
Does TNA feel like it's treading water?
And like I said, yeah, I think I said last week, like since Rebellion, it feels like they didn't have a backup plan. It was like we got creative from the first live episode all the way to Rebellion, and then we don't really have anything after Rebellion. That's kind of what it's felt like
here.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it's felt like over the past 2 to 3 months. We've had some banger matches, like we've had AJ Francis and KC Navarro. We had the Steve Macklin and Mike Santana. We had some good matches. Mustafa Ali defended the international title a couple of times. One against Adam Brooks, and I think the other one against um Starboy, I think that was his name. Both of those matches were great. So the wrestling hasn't let up, at all. The stories have definitely took a major backseat.
But you get like one good match a show.
I mean, yeah, but that's most wrestling shows.
That is fair. That is more.
Yeah, that's most wrestling shows. You don't get like
a company.
Exactly. I mean, if I give the benefit of the doubt to any company, it would be AEW. Sometimes you can sneak 2 really good matches on it. But most episodes of any wrestling show, there's only one maybe 2 good matches a week.
Right, as EY's getting booed to the high hills, but Alan, I see you. MDB was at the Danhausen debut. Yeah, Danhausen went from being in a box to the most over thing in pro wrestling. Long live Danhausen. Damon, remind me at some point during a commercial if Anthony wants to talk about the CM Punk situation, but I know me and KJ already talked about it. It's a whole big giant nothing burger.
I don't even know what the CM Punk situation
random is. Everybody that is a known anti-AW or anti-WWE and very much anti-CM Punk account threw out some speculation because CM Punk hasn't been on TV that there was heat between him and TKO higher ups because of something around WrestleMania 42 allegedly, and then it just kind of ran like wildfire because everybody loves gossip, and a lot of people just tried to read into the tea leaves because CM Punk's been off TV for 2 months since WrestleMania.
Can wrestlers not take a break?
Mercedes Moné actually just said, surprisingly enough, and I'm going to agree with her on this, said
I saw that too.
That same thing of saying, can I not like take a vacation or something to step away without everybody speculating about anything and everything?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was hitting at. Like, I mean, the man held the world title for what, like 6 months? Like, the man deserves a break, same with Mercedes. I mean, she was going strong, in AEW, like her or not, but she was going strong in AEW and all over the world. Like, can't she not take a break without, things being speculated? I don't get that. I mean, we like to take breaks from our own jobs, don't we? So let them.
We take breaks on stream. God damn it!
Exactly. Let them take a break from wrestling for a minute.
Well, then you got MDB out here. There's no off season in wrestling, which, by the way. And again, if I missed your comment, it's no intent, no harm, no foul, but, just drop it in the chat again. We try and click on as many as we can. Trust me, I'd like to see anybody else do as many as we do. Pause. But we do got the super chats, the super stickers. But let me know who you got. Santana versus EY. And why is it Santana?
Ooh. I don't know what Santana was going there until he got tripped up. And then a big boot right there.
Right. Unbroken. What breaking news? There's plans for Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton to return at SummerSlam according to WrestleVotes. And same thing with the CM Punk stuff. A lot of people are already saying that he's expected to return probably in July at like the Chicago show. And that's the thing that got weird with that whole thing on the gaslighting of this whole story on Twitter is once people actually started like refuting it and disputing it and saying, yeah, that's inaccurate, then certain people like felt like they were, you know, on the inside. See, we're getting closer to the truth. That's why they're shutting us down out here with this. Like it just got this weird tinfoil hat conspiracy shit aspect to
Yeah.
it.
I mean, which was really weird because it was like I saw one tweet that just said, we got some CM Punk news. Okay, then and then it just kind of dragged on for several hours. And it was like, what are y'all hiding? What are we doing? Like, go to bed, take a nap,
It's a
go
bunch of
eat dinner,
nonsense.
something.
Go touch grass, go smoke grass, do something else. But Almighty Pop, what up? Is EC3 even still in TNA? I completely forgot about. I've seen him wrestle more recently in JCW. Shout out, I guess, Vince Russo and Violent J. But yeah, I've seen him wrestle more there than in TNA.
He's had a total of like 2 matches in TNA, and one of them was a disqualification, and I think the one after that was EY winning. So like he hasn't did much of anything. That's another story that, like I said, that kind of fell flat.
Right. Damn, we can't speculate on wrestlers anymore. Well, everybody gave up on the whole Tony Storm story. So where's all the, gangbusters for that? Where's all the rumors that she left because she was unhappy with Ronda Rousey getting involved, all of that?
That's the thing. I think speculation is fine. But when you start drumming up makeshift rumors just to stir up the IWC, that's not speculation. That's just being a dumbass. I'll just put it like that. Like,
folks, clip that because that's the closest that Anthony's ever come to swearing on stream right there.
Like, I mean, we know he's gone for 2 months. We want CM Punk to come back, but to send out a tweet saying, he has heat with WWE and TKO and he wants out of his contract. Yeah, you're being stupid. That's not speculation. You want to start drama.
Right. Well, I'm in commercial break right now, but speaking of starting drama, we started this earlier for Michael Stipe, talking about WWE and TKO and how they're to blame for all the woes in TNA right now. They're counterbooking their own partners. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely crazy. I don't blame WWE, TKO, and Triple H. I blame TNA. And that's coming from a TNA fan. I blame TNA. If anybody saw the rumors, I don't think it was actually rumors. I think it was actually accurate about why Steve Macklin left. Steve Macklin felt like creative had not changed since the move to AMC, and he felt like the pay, like they don't sign for long enough contracts, right? That's not a WWE problem. That's not a Triple H problem. That's a TNA problem. TNA, and I said this at the very beginning of the year. I think it was like maybe my first live stream back, but I said I hope this AMC deal allows TNA to sign wrestlers for longer term contracts. We're 6 months in, and that's not the case. That's not the WWE problem. That's a TNA problem.
Yeah, I agree with you that they should have put some more money in the coffers out there for TNA, but is WWE also, did they pretty much use what they could to get out of TNA and now just left them in the wind of, hey, we had a lot. Trick Williams got the most over he's ever been being TNA world champion until he showed up on Friday Night SmackDown. And multiple examples, Ariana Grace, of how many TNA talent went under WWE NXT talent, how many NXT talent held TNA titles, that they kind of just vampire leech off TNA for a bit.
I can definitely say that's a possibility. And then if nobody probably remembers this, but late last year, maybe middle of last year, Carlos came out and basically said that if his talent, wants to leave TNA to go elsewhere, and he specifically said WWE, he would help them do it. He would he would try to make it possible for them to go to the bigger company. Again, this is not a WWE issue. If your president, if the president of the company is telling you that I will help you get to somewhere bigger, that goes back to TNA.
But well, then Damien even brings up, is Silva to blame a little bit? Is Silva, he's all up in the videos, all up in the main events, all up at ringside, come to WWE. Of AJ Francis even kind of put it out there of that they're viewing it almost as a positive that if talent want to leave, they'll grant them their release versus other companies, which is that a good thing? I mean, it is, but is it?
Yeah, if you're granting releases to some of your top talent, like Steve Macklin to be exact, is that a good thing if you don't have anybody ready to take that top spot? And that's the struggle a little bit with TNA, because they haven't really used some of the talent that they signed to prop them up as TNA's next big thing.
Right. Well, as we're back in the action, as I see about 50 people kicking with us, let's see if we can get to that 60, 70. Let's see start climbing. We had that one comment earlier of seeing how many TNA wrestling fans are out there. Let's see if we can, prove them doubters wrong. But Jordan, hi there, everyone. What up? But also, should you not want talent like a Steve Macklin to ask for his release? Is that a big issue? That as much as cool, you granted him his release of it. If the star wide receiver wants to get off the team and you ask for his release and say, sure, pal, we'll cut you, we'll trade you, whatever. But isn't the bigger issue, why is he asking for his release? Why is he asking out of the company?
Again, that goes back to it being a TNA problem and not being any other company's problem. There's something happening in TNA, in middle management, in upper management, in creative, that they are not doing something to keep these guys to stay. And that's not any other company's fault other than TNA's. And as much as she gets on my nerves sometimes, Gail Kim pointed this out a couple of months ago when she said, if you're not doing anything to get these wrestlers to stay in TNA, they're going to ask for their release, or they're going to let their contract expire and go somewhere else.
We've been on this for a bit and we've missed a good chunk of this, Matt. Facebuster from Santana. But maybe in the next commercial we can remember it of definitely the creative team needs a shakeup, and I think there's certain names that could fill in that role, like you said with Gail Kim. But there's something's got to change. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
Stop running from my MDB out here. Is Anthony to blame a little bit? Are you to blame? You've been the insider out there.
MDB doesn't make sense. That's why his comments get ignored by me. So
big on thought.
Ooh,
Ronan, two count. Yes, this Tefo driver.
What was that? Was nice.
Do you think that Santana is all but done and dusted and going to WWE?
I mean, according to the rumors, yes. I mean, we won't know until it actually happens at this point. So if he stays, he stays. Like last year, the rumors were that he was leaving, and apparently he quietly signed an extension. So until it happens, we don't know.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. Almost hit spin the block on the ref.
He was about to get the ref with the spin the block.
My comments make all the sense. They make 50 cents, like Curtis Jackson. Bars.
That was some bad timing to collide with the ref and then go for the pin.
Yeah, but you knew the ref was down, Mike.
Exactly.
How you look at the ref and then still go for the pin?
I like what Unbroken said. Oh, you clicked on it. People switch jobs everywhere and every day. If you're not happy and have options, take it, because I'm actually in that same boat personally. You had a conversation with my boss and said, I'm going to have to look at some other options. So I get that 100%.
You can have that. That even what I'm mad at.
Whoa. What if it was something if he actually
Carlos,
won
you're
the
right
title
there, dude.
tonight?
Carlos is his Cup Tony, his Cup Con. Cup Con is Carlos Silva.
He's grabbing the title. He's not winning this.
If he does, it's going to be a low TNA moment. I hate to tell you, bud, but it's going to be a low TNA moment if EY wins this. Going into Slammiversary, pile driver. Ref now comes to, but we're right by the ropes.
He's close to the ropes.
Hand on the rope. Okay, I'll give you that because they faked me out because I thought they were going to do the foot and they did the hand and I got scared.
I got scared for a second too because I'm like, nothing is moving. His leg is not moving. Nothing is moving. Like, don't do this.
Nothing is moving. Now, ref, get rid of the fucking belt. You're seeing it there. It should be a fucking weapon. It should be disqualification. You can't.
Okay, you're warning him, but just move.
Sosa.
Oh, Sosa.
Bang. Sosa. Bang, bang. You called this actually earlier.
I did. I said that we may see him in this. No, I didn't have any spoilers. I didn't know beforehand. I just knew he was at the tapings this past weekend.
One with it. You're the TNA insult. Say, yeah, I knew. I knew all along. It's like me last night with Shane Taylor Promotions going after the Death Rider. I knew all along. I just got the insider information from Tony Khan.
So what closes the show tonight if it's not the world title? The international title closes the show. And Santana wins with a roll-up.
Now we've got him running off the ref.
Running off the ref. So yeah, this is probably either we set this up for Slammiversary or we set this up in one of the upcoming episodes. But yeah, I figured Sosa was gonna come out, and at least I thought we were gonna get maybe not an interruption, but like after the match, after Santana won. But we got something, so good to see him back.
Soda, yeah. No, and it's good to see him back. He's somebody right now with the releases and the whole contract talk and the TNA issues talk. You better lock that man the fuck down.
Right? Here's Nick Nimitz. You're exactly right. Wait, is he going to call? No, I thought we were doing this at.
You did it honorably. Is he calling it right now?
Is he? Oh my God.
I thought he was going to do it at Slammiversary.
I thought he was doing it at Slammiversary too.
If he just teases though of that, now it's one of those, if he teases and just, I'm going to do it at Slammiversary, then you're just a dickhead. Then you're just nonsense. Are they doing this for anybody who didn't see the
online video
media clip?
That would make sense because we've on social media been begging them to show some of that stuff during the episode and not doing it on social media.
And it clicked in my head for a minute after that of, okay, not everybody's going to live on social media because they're not all covering wrestling like we do. So they're not going to know what's been said. So this is his announcement officially on TV.
Yeah, so, this makes more sense. Enough. Yeah, I can get with that. Even though it would have been crazy that he cashed in tonight.
Because I said earlier last week, so he's giving his word. Yeah. The eyes. And then hit him with my trophy. I forgot he still had it, honestly.
I did too. I
thought it had been cashed in.
Well, I mean, remember him and Frankie won it. And then Frankie cashed, like it was, it was kind of split down.
Remember me of the dark times. I'm trying to like TNA, and you're remembering me of the dark times.
They decided to give it to both of them.
I didn't like that. I didn't like it. There should only be one. Only one. Now, with the conversation on TNA, that's very much ramped up a bit. a lot of
Mhm.
the Carlos talk has come into question. You very much said he's probably part to blame for some of this stuff of as a TNA exec, but him being on TV every week, it seems to be getting more and more attention, more and more of an issue.
I mean, I haven't seen anybody. Have you? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen anybody on social media talk about him being on TV.
Well, that's when you get the sickos that try and go at TNA of saying how much of he's on TV for everybody that wants to take shots at TK being on TV. Like TK was on TV
Mhm.
last night, pumping up Mark Briscoe. Carlos is out there for every title change and just he's doing kind of the same kind of darky shtick. It feels like TK does at times.
I mean, I think I said it last week. Like, if he was actually involved with doing something and it wasn't good, I would have a problem with it. But all he's doing is handing the person who wins the match the title.
Fair
I
enough.
think last week the only thing that was weird was that instead of the title in the Wicked Garden match, he handed them like the crown of thorns. I thought that was weird, but like outside of that, to me, all he's doing is handing them the title and going back to his seat. If he was cutting a promo, if he was involved in like a feud like the Daria is, I would have a problem. But I don't. Yeah, I don't have a problem with what
Fair
he's
enough.
doing.
Does he get looped in the whole there's so many authority figures on TV as I got Ali backstage? Carlos isn't bothering anyone except Nick. Got to be something bothered by something, right? The Spurs can't win 3 in a row, hand it over. Oh, it's going to be a matter of when, I say, knock on wood. Give me Tasha Steelz in the fucking ring, please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Well, as Ali is bringing up too, Casey did have loss in the family earlier this week. So again, T's and P's have had it very much too with Maya World, who wrestled last night. So T's and P's all the way around.
Yeah. I think Casey lost his uncle, and I think it was more than just like I think he was like a father figure to Casey from what I'm understanding. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. But EQ, what up? Boston, you don't have to cover wrestling to live on. So trust me, I know, but I'm just saying we do. That's the only reason why we do. We're not like some other people like the IWC that just Twitter is their personality.
I am having some issues with YouTube TV. It hates me tonight.
Fair enough. Well, if you do need to pause for the cause and figure out
I
your
think
situation.
I got it. I think I got it back.
Fair enough. Well, I'm getting advertised.
Okay.
So we're also getting Leon and Eichner versus the System tonight. Your favorite match, Elegance versus Elijah up next.
Oh God.
I mean, I offered you a pause for the cause. Do you want to take it or should I right now?
You can take it for this match. I'll suffer through it this week.
Fair enough. I'll let you have. I want to see your God's honest thoughts about, and I'm hoping maybe AJ Francis gets involved because we've got the cease and desist order. AJ dropping bars towards Elijah, Elias, and Ezekiel out there because he's counting all 3 names. But Mr. Elegance, just let the people know how you feel about it. Mr. Elegance is like KJ's Ryback. Is you with Mr. Elegance.
It's not like I hate Mr. Elegance. It's just like as Nick goes away here for a second, and takes a pause. It's not that I hate Mr. Elegance. He brings nothing to. I feel like he brings nothing to the group. Right. I think like the Elegance brand was always silly, but I feel like they're more silly now with Mr. Elegance. I could take the Elegance brand somewhat seriously last year. This time around, like I can't at all. Like I don't get why he's there. It makes no sense. But last week he pinned the TNA Knockouts World Champion. I have no clue why TNA decided to do that, but yeah, as you can see, I'm not a fan of Mr. Elegance. will there be another live episode after Slammiversary? So when I looked earlier, because I did say I think they are going live after Slammiversary, I think I still have the events page up. They will not be having a live episode after I can't even talk Slammiversary. There'll be in Albany, New York, Wednesday and Thursday after Slammiversary. So that'll be July 1st and July 2nd. Slammiversary is June 28th. So technically I feel like they could have went live and had a live episode on the 2nd, but they're going taped 1st and July 2nd. So I don't know when the next live episode is. So hopefully we get one soon. I don't know. Ronan Walk with Elijah is next. Yep, against Mr. Elegance. Unbroken says yes, it's okay. YouTube hates everyone. Yeah, YouTube TV on my PC over here, which I don't really use this PC much other than for Plex. It just has some issues when it runs YouTube TV for some reason. But while TNA is on commercial, we can talk about I guess my feelings about Steve Macklin. So if anybody doesn't know, Steve Macklin requested his release from TNA. I like quickly put out a tweet and a video, and that was like the last thing I've said about it, because like Twitter went ablaze about Steve Macklin and TNA and things of that sort. Speaking of Steve Macklin, shout out to Steve and Deanna for the battle for the heroes. I think it was Battle for the Braves last Saturday, wrestling show. They raised money for vets that are homeless. That was a great show. And then right after that, it was quickly right after that, the next day, that Sunday, Steve Macklin requested his release and was granted his release from TNA. And it struck a chord with me. I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. I was a little bit shocked. I don't know why I was shocked, even though I felt like it was coming. Like I felt like Steve Macklin wasn't going to be with TNA much longer. I hope he goes somewhere that they utilize him. I think Steve Macklin has potential. I feel like he was one of the best in TNA. I hope he just doesn't get thrown in with the Don Callis family in AEW. If that's where he decides to go, that's where his wife is. His wife is not being used. So yeah, I don't know. That's I'm a little uneasy of where Steve Macklin goes. Damien is asking, am I going to watch part 2 of Cross versus Riddle? Yes. If anybody is not watching MLW Fusion, that's some good hour of wrestling you can get on a Saturday. You can watch it anytime because it'll be on YouTube right after it airs. But they've had 3 episodes so far. The first episode was 2 hours, so it was 2 episodes back to back. But yeah, definitely on Saturday I'm catching Cross versus Riddle, and catching AAA a couple of hours later too. So I think that's great. I think ML Fusion is great, and we are back with TNA. They're showing what happened last week. I'm gonna click on a couple of more comments here. Unbroken says Macklin could be fun if he ends up under Danhausen's sheets. And then there's a question here: who do y'all got for tomorrow's King of the Ring qualifier, LA Knight or Jey Uso? I would love for it to be LA Knight, to be honest. I think a lot of us would love to see LA Knight win that. I can't speak for all of us, but I do know there's a group of fans out there that really do like LA Knight. So it would be nice for him to get that spot tomorrow. But we are back with TNA. We got George Iceman out here. He's about to bring out Mr. Elegance, which we're gonna all have to suffer through this match. Yeah, we're all gonna have to suffer through this match. Unfortunately. Hopefully Elijah gets the victory here. I'm gonna click on some more comments here. Anthony, it's really cool to see Shotzi winning the MLW women's championship last week was so fun. It's been 2 matches with Shotzi so far on MLW. I think the first one was against I can't even remember her name. She used to be in WWE. But both of those matches were spectacular by Shotzi. So her holding the MLW title, I can't wait to kind of see where they go with this reign. I do know these episodes have been taped like far in advance, and some people already knew she was the MLW Women's Champion, but it was definitely cool to see. Um, Damien up here says Deonna Purrazzo defending her title more often lately. Is she defending her title more often than lately in Ring of Honor? If so, I'm gonna have to catch some of those matches because I've been, as Mr. Elegance is out in the ring. But I've been watching old Deonna Purrazzo matches from Impact because she doesn't wrestle that much. I watched a match a couple of weeks ago with her and Tasha Steelz, with Tasha Steelz picking up the victory. I've seen some of the Jordan Deonna matches from the past, or I should say I rewatched them because I had seen them already. But that's good that she's wrestling more. Happy about that. Alan down here is what do you what do you think about Tatum Paxley going to the main roster, call up to Raw or SmackDown? Yeah, it seems like Tatum Paxley may have said, I didn't watch NXT this past week. I don't really watch NXT that much anyway. I try to save Tuesday nights to watch things that I like instead of wrestling, since it's on like 5 nights a week. So Tuesdays I try to find something else to do. But I think I think Tatum Paxley going to the main roster would be great. I think she's done great in NXT. Maybe it's a little long overdue.
Yeah, you better be out here watching that NXT, my guy. As we're out here live every week, I was out here watching that, and I was on that exact stream saying I don't see any big call ups or anything for a hot minute, probably until we get into the fall, and then all the stories come out about how she pretty much after she dropped the belt, was saying bye to the whole NXT crowd, which is all pretty much regulars and everything. So I could be wrong. I don't know where you slot her into that. Do you put her in the mid card? Do you put her with like Lyra? We're getting a cease and desist. This goddamn intro with the commercials and everything took so long. I tried to avoid this match, and
you tried to avoid the entire match and came back, and now he's about to win.
Well, small package, the most devastating move in professional wrestling. Hey, look, it happened that fast. Jumping Jack Flash is Mr. Elegance just picks up the win over Ezekiel Elias, I guess is what I was trying to say, but we don't even know what we can call him anymore because of these cease and desist.
At least the match was short and sweet, and we didn't have to suffer.
But it wasn't even a match. It was an angle. It was an angle.
Yeah, but at least it was just
Elijah and AJ, which you could have just done without the elegance.
Exactly.
Why is his ear all taped up? Sorry, Elijah's ear is all taped up.
Yeah, I noticed that. Did something happen last week, or? Well, maybe if they do the injury report, they'll tell us.
But even then, could this be, if this is taped, is this part of a taping? Like, when was this part taped versus the rest of it? As
right.
Elijah dumps out AJ, who didn't even drop the mic, still has to drop the mic. Put the mic down, AJ. And so now
throws the lawyer into the steps.
You attacked a regular citizen now, Elijah. Now you're getting sued. Now you're gonna be like Moxley out there in court. Which that all went away too, of Moxley out there attacking people.
Right. Yeah, Elijah is over AJ Francis's mess. But
Mr. Elegance is just running around.
Please put him backstage, please. Like, why is he still in?
He's like, if Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry fusion danced, I feel.
Wait a minute. Here comes Lei Ying Lee.
She's gonna do the Oscar. If they're gonna do him like James Ellsworth, then I'm fine with that. Because I was actually in attendance for when Oscar beat the shit out of James Ellsworth.
Yeah. She's getting a little bit of payback, I guess.
She's destroying this man. Oh, spin back kick.
Oh. Going to the top. All right. Well, that made me feel a little bit better.
Been the one good thing so far.
I say that again.
I said, has it been the one good? Zaya Brookside, as I said that, and it took it away. Honestly, I don't know how anyone takes respectfully Zaya Brookside seriously as a wrestler.
I thought she was about to hit the DDT, but it looks like she's going for the Warrior's Way. I think that's an innovative finisher, to be honest.
Oh, for sure. But
yeah,
she's very clearly, she just dominated Mr. Elegance and then is still dominating Zaya. Like, I already didn't buy Zaya, and now I really don't buy Zaya as any sort of a credible threat.
And now
she's just the chicken shit. I mean, if that's where you're going to go with it. Fair enough, but I don't know how you feel, how excited you are for this match, but I feel like I'm kind of over the Zaya and Zaya feud.
I'm excited for the match. This is I know this is like, for me, this has been a long time coming for them to kind of break up and then have this feud. I'm more excited that we're finally getting a true knockout versus knockout title feud, because we haven't had that in months for the championship. So that's where more of my excitement is coming from. The TNA fans have tried to tell me that Zaya Brookside as a heel was going to be something, so I'm still waiting it out. There's periods in wrestling that I've waited things out, and it finally turned out the way I thought it was going to turn out. So I'm patient. I'm patient.
You got more patience than I, as we're getting the injury report right now. As the Hardys are out, Trey Miguel is out after they're showing him busting up his knee versus Ali. Moose is still out.
And Moose is
cleared now. He's cleared.
Yeah, he's cleared. So nothing with Elijah, but because we talked about his ear being taped up, but it's good to hopefully get Moose back. I know the reason why Moose was out was because he was in Australia at the WSW event a couple of weeks ago. So that event happened the same time they were doing the last set of tapings.
But could you have left that as a mystery instead of Eddie Edwards just blurts it out of, yeah, I'm the one who took him out?
Yeah, they definitely could have left it a mystery for a bit and then kind of revealed it. So yeah, I kind of feel you there. They could have left that out a little bit.
Fair enough. As we go to commercial, but up next we're getting the System versus Slater and Eichner. It appears the Driven Snow, but MDB, you better be at the pearly gates with me. Don't let. We're beefing over my world, been around the world, and now you gotta be kidding me. Mr. Elegance wins again.
Unfortunately, that I don't know what creative sees in Mr. Elegance. I don't get it, but yeah, it's a thing. It's clearly a thing.
Well, I was somebody mentioned about, like, was it Wrestle Rants that we had up there at one point that, like,
yeah, it was
Carlos has got to acknowledge, like, you done fucked up with this. Like, this isn't working, bro. You don't. Yeah, there it is. Bro, Carlo. Shout out Vince Russo, I guess. I got to pay him 10 cents for using bro. Carlos Silva has to know how much of a flop this Mr. Elegance guy is. It's been nothing but awful offensive television.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just not. I don't I don't get why he's there. I don't get his presence. To me, and I think I explained it last week, Mr. Elegance to
Mm.
me is what George Iceman is, right? I don't know, like, I don't know why Mr. Elegance is a thing. I never
Because
was
you
I never
needed
was
to
a fan of
do.
him. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say because you need to do the beautiful people, and you need your cute Kip. You need your Billy Gunn as cute Kip.
I
You
guess
need your
so.
body. I'm not saying it works. I'm just telling you what I
Yeah.
think is their thought process and how we got here.
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't get it at all, and I think and I said it last week too. I feel like the Elegance brand, like last year, without Mister Elegance, they were at the top. They held all the gold in the knockouts division at one point, right?
Right.
And then I know Ash got injured, but then we had the other two member of the Elegance brand. They were kind of feuding with the Inspiration, right? So they were still really going strong. And then they brought in Mr. Elegance, and it's just like the group. I don't want to say the group died. It put a damper on what I felt like the Elegance brand was trying to do. And it's just not good.
Well,
I like the other three members of the Elegance brand. I don't like Mr. Elegance.
fair enough. No, and trust me, you wouldn't be rocking the Ants by Elegance if you weren't a fan of the brand, my guy. But
Right.
as we're still in commercial too, the bigger question is what is TNA doing right now? Of their creative feels like it's treading water. Of you're seeing they're bleeding talent like a sieve, one way or another, I feel. Of whether it's talent asking for their release or talent that we pretty much are all but done and dusted and moving on to somewhere else. Of there is a lot of current issues I feel with TNA. Which one do we fix first?
I think if you fix creative, it will get people to stay. If you fix creative and fix how you contract these wrestlers, I feel like,
Mm.
I feel like these wrestlers will stay. I will say this, and this is going to be very, very probably rude and mean. I know all of the releases, really, like people asking for their releases, started with Steph D. Lander, and people lump her up with the people that have asked her for their releases since then. But I'm sorry, Steph D. Lander brought nothing to the knockouts division. She was injured for over a year and a half, and she wasn't even on TV. And the one match she did have that I can remember was against Jordan Grace for the knockouts title, and it was not good. So Steph D. Lander being, for me, being lumped up with everybody else, I'm sorry, it's not given. But guys like
I
Steve
will
Macklin,
respectfully disagree, but I'll let you finish your point. And I also would say that Mance following suit with that, I think, might have been a bigger loss than anticipated.
yeah, I think Lance Mance, I'm sorry, Mance following her obviously was going to happen because they're married. I think he was being used a lot more, but not to his full potential. So I feel like that was a bit of a loss, especially we could have really used him in the international title picture and potentially,
Mm.
world title picture. But honestly, I don't feel like Steph D. Lander was going to get far coming back, to be honest.
But I will agree with you that the creative needs to change. Could it be somebody like a Gail Kim? Could it be somebody like a Road Dog? If he wanted to get back into it, I know he said that WWE wasn't fun anymore. You have Sammy Callahan under contract. Give him the fucking pencil.
Yeah, I think I don't think I've like discluded Gail Kim ever. I don't want to say never coming back to TNA, but she has some wounds that need to be healed, and she's clearly mentioned that on social media. I don't see her coming back to TNA anytime soon. But somebody like Sammy Callahan, I think, would be some fresh eyes and creative.
And that's the thing is I think they need to really shake it. Oh, Mike Santana now with Nemeth. Casey amongst the nemesis and Santana, but still, is he? I thought he was a heel like 2 weeks ago. Or am I misremembering?
Are you who a heel?
Casey Navarro.
No, because he came back and attacked AJ
When he
Francis to
came
make him
back, he came
face.
back as a baby face. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But the Nemesis aren't baby faces, so what?
They are not at all.
Where's the women's division in TNA, the Knockouts division? No women's matches on tonight's card.
There is a women's match on tonight's card. It's the Undead Realm folks versus the Elegance brand.
It's a 6-woman match.
So.
Right, but we are getting Leon and Eichner versus the System. So, folks, let us know who you got for this match. Your pick?
I feel bad if I don't take the System because I feel like the System's kind of been losing. I don't know. I'm gonna just take Leon Slater and Eichner. I know Leon Slater is in the Ultimate X match. And then I feel like Eichner will be added into that too. So yeah, I'll just take Leon and Eichner.
Fair enough. Paul, I feel like sometimes they go and look at my comments, but they act like they don't see my comments. No, I just genuinely miss your comments.
The only person that I act like the only person I act like I don't see their comments is MDB. You're not in that conversation, Paul. You're good.
Oh, and trust me, and Boston's always going to be the one just trying to give me gruff about this. So, Paul, Nick has trouble seeing between the eye vision and the vitamins. Don't take it personally. Yeah, thanks. I'm out here deaf, dumb, and blind, running wild out here. No, nothing's ever personal. Trust me, we try and click on as many as we do. And again, if we miss you, it's all love. We're just half the time we get caught up in the conversations, and then y'all drop 27 chats, so we miss y'all.
That is the truth. That is the truth. We're trying, y'all. We're trying.
Still, Vinny Vici with the fucking gladiator fight doesn't exactly. I liked Eichner. I like Giovanni Vinci, but I don't know if he's carrying Cross without the mask. When Vince tried to reboot Cross on the main roster, it's the same fucking shit without the mask.
That was a terrible time. That was a terrible time to be a Cross fan.
But is Eichner a fucking game changer? He's again another guy that they brought in and they hyped up and might be on like a 3-month or a 6-month contract.
Well, I never thought he was a game changer. I just thought he was a good addition to the roster. I mean, he's only been there like 3 weeks, Nick. What are we expecting from him right now? I mean, I liked his first match when he faced Eddie Edwards. I didn't like the ending. I thought it should have been a clear victor. Maybe Eichner taking the victory and not a disqualification. But I mean, he's only been there a couple of weeks. Nothing has gotten started with him just yet.
I don't see Cross in his character at all. That's good. That's why I'm saying when it was Cross's Gladiator Cross, not current Cross, where he's out there, MLW champion, could be, maybe should be heading towards AEW. Of if they can make it right over there, of that I think would be something they could do. That would be a shot in the arm, I feel, for AEW if Cross went over there. I know he's MLW champion, he's doing everything over there, but a new lifeblood, a new kind of way that they could do it. If you're not going to do spooky in WWE, do it in AEW.
I mean, it would be cool to see him in AEW. It's just also like, will he be used? That's the scary thing for anybody going to AEW right now. Like, are they going to be used? I mean, they signed, and I'm not putting Cross and who I'm about to name on the same level, but like, you signed the Inspiration to be a part of the tag team division for your women, and they're relegated to Ring of Honor, right? You don't see the Rascals, and I saw a whole lot of people say the Rascals didn't get their fair share in TNA. Clearly they don't watch it because the Rascals were all over TNA when they were there, but now you don't see them. You don't see them on AEW, on Dynamite or Collision. You're seeing them in Ring of Honor. So that's just my concern about people jumping ship to AEW, like a Steve Macklin. everybody wants Steve Maclin to go to AEW, but then I see the subsequent comments of he's going to be, number 999, a part of the Don Callis family. So
Yeah,
it's
him and
just
Kevin Knight are going to fight it out for who's the newest member.
right. So it's crazy.
Well, what's also to that being said, of I don't know how many talent go over to TNA now. If you pretty much know that you're maybe going to get like a 6-month contract, that's the top length of a contract, 6 months or whatever. You've got X amount of dollar signs. Like now that their contract information, that's become such a topic of discussion. Do independent talent, do recently released talents decide to go with TNA on just that, hey, this might shine me up a little bit before I jump back to WWE or before I jump to somebody else? Of TNA feels like it's become the launching spot for people, not the landing spot for people.
I mean, I feel like it's always been the launching spot for people. It's been the launching spot,
the landing
and it's
spot.
also been
an in-house talent.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was saying it needs to develop and keep some in-house talent, like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, the talent. EY and Kazarian are still there, but that's what they were initially, talent that they built up that became synonymous with the brand. They don't have that anymore.
Yeah, and it's been, I don't feel like it's just been the past like 6 months. I feel like TNA has been like that for at least the past 5 years. Even under Scott D'Amore, there were people in and out. There were people that would go there and find their footing again and then leave. I wouldn't put that on Carlos. I wouldn't put that on Tommy Dreamer. It's been like that for a number of years. And now they have to find that opportunity to actually flip that and make it seem like, this is the place where you want to be.
Fair enough. As I'll try and, flip some of these comments around out here saying, leave Stone Cold Steve Italian alone. Yeah, I saw you trying to give me. Yeah, I won't even give it a chance. I haven't gotten there yet. I see it. Stone Cold Steve Italian out there. I appreciate it. Is Nick Ziggler still in TNA? Yes, and might end up being their world champion if Santana's about to be out.
Yeah, he might be winning the world championship at Slammiversary. So, which isn't that where he won it the last time? I think, yeah, when he won it the first time, he won it in that six-man elimination match where everybody wanted Joe Hendry to win, but Nick Nemeth won the title. So he may go again and win the title at Slammiversary.
Right. Anonymous Anthony Nick, what do you think if TNA focuses on up-and-coming talent, evolve, level, and hire from US and UK, Japan, and Mexico? I think that goes more into what you were saying of if it becomes the youthful promotion that here's your kind of jumping off point of maybe that's where they start to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now that's kind of where TNA's focus is. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Time will tell. But I wish they would kind of work on building more talent, in-house. But all we can do is wish. We can hope for a new day. Yes, it is. Paul, goofing around because I was joking saying Mr. Ellis is a star. Oh no, trust me, we got you, my guy. Appreciate you. Paul, we know you're a regular. You got your own, seat at the table up there. But where was it? Yeah, I love this from MDB. Anthony, don't be afraid to call Nick out. He's not even letting Eichner launch. Yeah, I mean, I did say that. I was like, he's only been there like 3 weeks. So, I mean, he hasn't did much of anything for me to garner any type of criticism. I mean, he hasn't did much. He hasn't even peed all the way. I mean, come on. He hasn't had like a mainstay long tincture or like anything yet. So we got to give it some time, Nick. We got to give it some time.
Priscilla Kelly doing great for herself on this. That's who you were thinking of too.
Yes, Priscilla Kelly match versus Shotzi. That was fun. I cannot name the person that Shotzi wrestled for the title last week and won. I know she was from Japan. I think she might have been from Stardom. I can't narrow it down, but that was a great match too.
Yeah, no, again, there's so much good wrestling going on, and that's where now you're seeing the big major companies kind of really come under fire of like, hey, so and so out here, that's a mom and pop shop, is out here doing it 10 times. AAA is in house within WWE and outdoing everybody. As much as I say Taker's just a figurehead in a front for AAA's booking, they're outdoing everybody's creative worldwide.
Oh yeah, AAA. Like I think I've only missed maybe like 1 or 2 episodes of AAA since it kind of started in January on YouTube. No episode has been bad. I like it's an hour. I like that they're like 2 or 3 matches. They're in and out. Except with the exception of like 2 weeks ago when they did the mass versus mass match. That was like 2 hours. But yeah, I think AAA is doing some good work. MLW from the past 3 episodes have been fun. Last week there was a tables match between the Good Brothers, Dijak, and what is his name?
Corbin,
Bishop Dyer.
Bishop Dyer.
Yeah, Bishop Dyer. Extremely, extremely fun and brutal match. So yeah, the little companies out here are really doing it right now.
They're becoming the actual alternatives versus the
Yeah.
pretend alternatives. But yeah. And did you see, as we're back in the action, did you see of everybody kind of got in their emotions, especially like Dave Meltzer, because Ray and Taker on Taker's podcast decided to joke around about CMLL who, CMLL what, and everything, of acting like they didn't know what CMLL was, because obviously they're both in creative with AAA. And oh my God, the internet acted like, how dare you do that? How dare you joke around? Can you believe that they're so ignorant they're going to pretend like it's, the minor leagues, they were just having a fucking joke. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I've actually personally kind of pulled away from like Twitter and stuff. Like I'm not as active.
Smart man.
Yeah, not as active as I once was, because it's like every time you log on to that app, there's something. And it's not just about TNA. That's not why I pulled away, but it's something like the CM Punk thing this week. It's just like, so I've just kind of actively like stopped logging into that app a lot. So
don't worry, we're gonna create our
crazy.
own new
It's
app.
like
it's called Twatter instead of Twitter. We're gonna start Twatter out there. That's gonna be
everything is like everything is dragged out like a Real Housewives storyline on Twitter. Like they drag this mess out for days, and it's like, shut up, go do something.
It's respectfully, because I know you're from that realm. We've got Leon and Cedric, and respectfully, I'm kind of with Boston. I'm not gonna lie, this episode's kind of it's middling. I don't know if it's because of we're talking or the action's not enthralling, but yeah.
The only thing I've liked so far is the world title match. This match has been pretty good so far, but I've only liked the world title match, and then everything after that, with the exception of this, has not been the best. So yes, I'm on the same page with you, Boston. I think last week I gave the show a 6. If the international title match doesn't do much for me, I'm probably in that same ballpark.
I'm hoping that has to deliver. That just on the opponents alone, on the contenders alone, even if it was there's no title change, just the match alone, I think, should deliver.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the world title match at the beginning was great, and I'm going to rewatch that because I know we talked a lot at the beginning. But I did like that match, and then this match has been so far has been pretty good.
Leon going up top. TNA is an opportunityville, show up and show out, and you're going one way or the other.
Yeah, I feel like that's where TNA is, and that's where TNA has been for the past couple of years. It's opportunity, you show up, show out, and you're gone. And that's kind of where it's been.
Right.
Leon's
going flying. The system is down. Is this man still that clear in the ring post, they're just using that as the vault spot.
Yeah.
It is still always impressive to watch. He's in that vein of like, I don't know if you were fully in the tape trading, vertebreaker. Lumbar check, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 2 go. 3 count.
It was a 3 count. He kind of kicked out at 3.
Yeah, it was like, wait, what?
But that was a nice like reversal into the lumbar check.
And the match is still going, but not going. Bear Bronson eats a kick to moves, and it's just generic creative player number 1. And now he's getting stomped out by the
Moose
system.
Comes out. Yep, there's Moose. As I said, that Moose is coming out. I wonder if they add
urgency, no rush to the ring, or just
nothing. He has to soak in the entrance first.
Is that just a nitpick, or is that just an actual issue of like wrestlers that are supposed to be making a save but just show up and milk the crowd? Like, cue my music.
No, I feel you on that. They gotta wait. He has a mic.
Necklace on.
Says
it's time to put an end to this. War Games. Oh, wait, wrong promotion.
Okay, so at Slammiversary would be Eddie Edwards versus Moose.
So we're gonna get to 8 matches now. If we're gonna add EY Sosa,
that'd be
Edwards
8.
Moose. That'd be 8.
That'd be 8, which is about the target for Slammiversary or for TNA's shows is about 8. I was about to say for Slammiversary, but for any of their shows, it's about 8 matches, and then 1 may be regulated to the pre-show too.
Fair enough. Sosa EY would be the pre-show.
I can see that being the pre-show. Yeah.
It's like a Santina. An Italian kind of whoop-ass.
He's talking about how they can get on with their lives from that feud with his daughter. Thank goodness. That was just terrible.
See, Anonymous agree with me. So far, Da Vinci is all sizzle, no steak. Speak up the tactful. What is Indy's whole thing? Is she just there until Dexter shows up, Sam Shaw?
I feel like, when he shows up, that's when she'll kind of take off, to be honest.
Wrestle Rants, I think you guys was paying that much attention because this was a solid match and the opening match was good. Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I did say that, though. I did say that. I thought that
I think he's agreeing with you. He's giving us credit. Very much. That's how it kind of goes with doing this. So we're we're halfway a podcast. We're halfway commentary. We're trying to balance both at the same time, and it's going to be a good match. It's going to draw you in, and the conversation kind of leans that way.
Yeah, absolutely. But the opener was good. That was great. Anytime the Elegance brand is in the ring without Mr. Elegance, I'm cool for that too, so that's coming up shortly. And then we do have the Righteous up next after that Wicked Garden match, which from what I'm understanding, the latter match at Slammiversary is going to be a bunch of tag teams. Is going to be the System, Matt Hardy, the Righteous, maybe one other tag team, could be Saint and Sinner. But that's the rumors I've been seeing kicked around.
Okay, because when I pull up Wikipedia, it just has ladder match, TBA v TBA. Which,
from what I'm understanding, Matt and Jeff were on some type of podcast earlier this week, and they said the ladder match was going to be a tag team match, which included them and the System. because they are the tag team champions. I don't remember if they said the Righteous, but
but the system on a match later on with Myers and Bear Bronson versus TBA for the TNA tag titles, at least according to Wikipedia.
I think because the matches haven't been announced yet, what Wikipedia was doing was just throwing it up there of like all 6 of the titles were going to be on the line. But yeah,
I agree with you, but I also think that they could just be doing, like, you could do a compound match, a Hardy compound match, because I think that's the next stage of this evolution with the Righteous and the Broken Hardys, is you do that, or you do something who's more synonymous with a ladder match than the Hardy Boys. So that could be the next evolution of this whole feud, because they're both out currently, and now you're going to have the Righteous responding after they won their Wicked Garden match, and they've been trying to kind of invoke this Broken Hardys aspect out. So we're going to get to a compound match at some point.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely get to a compound match at some point. And what I was saying with the ladder match, all I heard was that it was done on a podcast, so it's not official. I was just kind of bringing up what I heard.
No, you're good. You're good. No,
I definitely like the idea of them going with a compound match, maybe at Slammiversary. I think that would be cool. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, because we're 3 weeks out and we don't have too many matches announced, so it's scary. We're in a scary situation.
No idea is a wrong idea, but we're at least willing to discuss every idea.
Exactly.
But it's also still, and that's where I get into the whole debate of, we haven't had any matches announced for Slammiversary, but we've had every match announced to an extent, because we know every title is going to be on the line.
Yeah,
an aspect of every match that's announced. Like, we know right now we're going to get Mike Santana versus Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Title at Slammiversary. We know we're going to get an Ultimate X. We know we're going to get a ladder match. Like, there's the bare bones, a skeletal.
Yeah, we got the matches. We just don't have all the participants in those matches. That's
the tree is in the living room. It doesn't have the holly and the jolly attached to it around Christmas out there.
And we can kind of tell where they're going, because I feel like we're gonna get the Elegance brand versus some version of the Undead Realm folks until they get a name. That's what I'm calling them. We do have Zaya Brookside versus Legging Lee. So we know we're going to get some type of variations of some matches. We just don't have the whole picture yet. And sometimes it's great that we don't have the whole picture, and it's good to speculate too. So,
right.
But for the time being, I'm going to leave you guys with Nick.
Yeah, you're going to take a pause and leave me with the Righteous, my favorite group out there in TNA. And I'm still very much hoping that they do something like, if TNA could get across, if they could get any member of the Wyatts, if we could do any of the spooky out there in TNA. Because we at least know TNA loves to try and do the spooky. But if they could get any member of the Wyatts, if they could get a Bo, if they could get I know he was loosely with Cross, or if you get even Dexter, then you get a Redbeard, you get a Rowan, and all of that. And it could be this interesting aspect of it. I think they would be a place that it would have enough room to play out. So I'm interested to see that as they're hyping up this main event. And I do think this is going to deliver, because Ali and Navarro, just on paper, before we even get into titles and promotions and anything like that, that match on paper should be a good match. But you add the title into this, and it's going to be in the main event. I think it's going to really steal the show. So we're getting the Righteous about to come out. Where's Jose? Jose, you need to be out here when I'm talking about the Righteous. And then Randy Anthony's face is Nick Wednesday. Wednesday was not good. I know I halfway at times get called Nico the Sicko and everything like that, but Wednesday was not good. And it's starting to look more and more, and tell me what I'm telling lies, that AEW is a pay-per-view company and the TV is just to try and get you along to the next pay-per-view. Of the TV doesn't matter. Of they're very akin to TNA when they first started. Of they were more about selling the pay-per-view than they were about continuing into the TV. As I'm getting a replay of everything from the Wicked Garden match, which still the barbed wire stuff was interesting. The flower spot with Jeff Hardy was fucking dumb. I'm amazed that they even showed it on a replay because it made no goddamn sense. But the Righteous picking up the mic. Vincent, I told you. But Righteous still no, the Righteous are good. Cherokee, you just don't get it. It is the thing that is like a moth to a flame. It's the ultimate fantasy booking of what could have, should have, would have almost been of the ultimate version of the Wyatt family, of the Righteous involved, Cross involved, of if they would have gone that whole avenue of what could have, should have, would have been. And I think that's what, respectfully, even, I think that's what the Righteous is a little bit to cling on to. I get that they're interesting and they are talented, but I think beyond the mythos of what could have been with the Wyatts, I honestly don't know if they hold the same weight in the wrestling sphere, dare I say. And that's coming from a Righteous fan. Dexter with the Righteous, that could work. You get Sam Shaw, you get they have the culty vibes. There is a void of a spooky thing that's actually done well in pro wrestling, because there's always been a thing going to Taker to even well beyond even that. Josh out here now with the mic, but like Leo Rush is not your spooky gimmick right now. Danhausen is not your spooky. There's always a void in a space for a fantastic, a darker character to get over and to fill a void in pro wrestling. And I just don't think that there's anybody right now that's Cross, could you say is filling in an MLW, but there's nobody on a major network or on a major promotion that's doing it. Malachi Black just got released. I don't even would say the Righteous is a major void out here or filling the void. Like there's no big spooky, there's no big bad out there. Yes, Jose, righteous. Trust me, you're on a whole bunch of drinks. Pause. I like how it's just now, it became a chat thing, and now it's just me and Jose playing like Battleship with each other of like who's gonna make who drink. Pause. As Santana out here, who is the main authority figure in TNA? Is it Santana? Is it Carlos? Is it Daria? Who be running the ship? There's almost too many captains. Not enough soldiers. Indian Elena, Black official for next week's TNA. Oh, thank you. Good Lord. That's something I'm looking forward to. Sorry, David, but yeah, no, of slog. I can tell you this much. Tonight's show is already better than all of Dynamite or whatever that Tony Khan put on last night. Is it just, I think last night really had a big issue of it started off really slow and couldn't get out of the blocks. Of you started off with Ciampa and Jericho, which got crickets, and then you went into Moxley and Shane Taylor, which did Santino just announce a ladder match? Oh, so Vince is saying the Hardys are gone, but of Dynamite very much couldn't get out of the blocks and just never picked up the momentum for anything on that. Oh, lights out. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that was a terrible Matt Hardy laugh. I apologize. Turn down the volume. Oh, that laugh. Oh, the ladder. So we are setting up for the Righteous versus the Hardys in the ladder match at Slammiversary, as they've the same people who did the Wicked Garden that set up barbed wire on trestles and everything are thrown off. Juan and the Broken Hardys are thrown off now because a ladder mysteriously appeared in the ring. Even Santino's confused. I'm confused because they're confused. The silence of the crowd. I can't not deny that anymore. Like, I know I like the Righteous, but every time they come out, fucking quiet. And it's like, it was last night that there was like an eerie silence. And we started to build like a whole theory about it, that it was too out of pocket of an eerie, like, void of noise. Not even just there wasn't noise, like the absence of noise became an issue. Ladder match at Slammiversary is here. Yeah, I know we were talking about it earlier, and Anthony kind of thought that they were going to do all the tag teams in it, but it very much seems like we're going to do the Hardys versus the Righteous in a ladder match at Slammiversary. And still then, are we going to continue beyond? I do still think you go to the match beyond, that is the compound match. If you're getting the Broken Hardys, and that is always the ultimate payoff with them, of it's almost one of those, why would you bring back the Broken Hardys if you're not going to do that kind of vibe? Time to become broken. Well, unbroken. Was AW that bad last night after everyone said the week before? AW last night was even a fair amount of the AW diehard constituents admitted that AW last night was not good. It had a very slow pace. It had some Andrade versus OC was probably your best in ring. I'm still very thrown off as to what Forbidden Door is supposed to be right now. Is it going to mostly be reliant on Ring of Honor versus AEW? Because that's how Dynamite made me feel, because we don't have any New Japan talent crossing over. I haven't seen a Stardom Soul out there. CMLL hasn't really made its presence known. So I'm starting to think that the Forbidden Door gimmick has gone off the hinges a little bit here. Right now, what might be your main event of Forbidden Door is a 10-man tag match in a steel cage of Team Briscoe versus Team MJF. And if Briscoe's team wins, Briscoe gets a world title shot at MJF. And it feels a little bit like we're forcing a stipulation into a pay-per-view because we don't have much else for that pay-per-view. Like, Forbidden... Someone please try and tell me where I'm wrong, or correct me on anything. I'm all the way open ears on any of this. What exactly is Forbidden Door anymore? What exactly does that mean in 2026? Because most of the talent from these other promotions that Tony would be bringing in work for Tony. Honestly, I think the one that got away is Stephanie Vacour, and that's why now they have the whole cross promotion contracts and everything. They entirely switched up their contract system because Stephanie Vacour left under the cover of Midnight. But what is Forbidden Door anymore outside of their summer pay-per-view? Like, honestly, I'm not trying to take the piss out of anything. I want to know does the stipulation matter anymore? Could you rebrand it into something else? We've seen it happen with other companies' pay-per-views, with WWE especially, Hell in a Cell, all of this and that. Elimination Chamber was almost damn near on the chopping block for a bit of, is it so built around the gimmick that the gimmick is not sustainable, that now the pay-per-view itself isn't sustainable because it's so dependent on the other. Destin, how would you book the SummerSlam returns of Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre? Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes? I don't think you would do both in the same night. Well, shit, because you've got 2 nights. Do one night or do one the other. There's some people that think Oba might take on Brock one night and take on Roman the other night, which if he does, just give him the fucking belt and just the company's done. We've finished. We've reached complete. As I got Iceman out here. Show some respect. Oh, that's funny. That's a laugh coming from you. Respect. He literally forces a war game stipulation in Survivor Series every year. No one says shit. No, we say the same thing. Anytime you force a stipulation, the match should fit the stipulation versus the stipulation fit the match. That's the fucking thing. I don't want to say that everyone turns a blind eye. And what are you going to say next? Oh, well, every year there's 2 Royal Rumbles and everybody turns a blind eye. Sometimes the shit just is ingrained into it. And I give you even that the War Games at times are a bit hit or miss. I will give you that. But the Rumbles, the Money in the Banks, those last, those survive, those thrive. These lockdowns coming back. I'm fine with reintroducing that, but do you need to have a forbidden door that what's forbidden about it anymore? It's a goddamn doggy door. I think the Oba wins both nights and wins it all idea. It could be a thing. It would be a bold strategy, Cotton, as we're getting Bunny and Rosemary out here. Rosemary and Allie. I find it really interesting that the diehard, try-hard AEW sickos that were all up in arms for Allie, now that she's out here on TNA television, are the same ones gangbanging about TNA television. And now with, hubby and friend and co all but in tow of now they're free agents. Do you see Butcher and the Blade show up in TNA? Sunday. Everybody, Miss Mara, like you get the Jada treatment out here of 100%. She is the knockouts. My hat's off now, but she is the knockout star. Make her the knockouts champion sooner rather than later. She is your license to print money. She is a fucking star out here. I'm not even. Oh, she's already getting jumped and taken out. They're already jumping her before the match has even started. I'm not even trying to act like she's, some 5-star fucking work rate champion out there, but she is enough of a draw, enough of a personality, enough of a talent, and just a decent human being. She's actually a fucking talented artist too, but she's enough of a personality and gets the appeal, the social media play that TNA should really be using. Like TNA, and I know we've kind of briefly talked about it at times, and they've teased it, they've taunted it, they've talked about it. Of TNA should really work honestly with content creators. Not just saying that because we're content creators, but when you have other companies as Mara and Am just wailing away, chop to the chest, but when you have other companies striking down content from creators and everything, TNA, welcome that. Advocate for you. Started off your whole AMC launch with Content Creator Row, so you should lean into the social media aspect of TNA. And I get that they did a good job of Nemeth didn't just rely on the social media video earlier and explained why he's, challenging Santana, but Sade's somebody that can get you clicks out there, somebody that could, go viral, pun intended. But yeah, lean into where other people won't. That's how you stand out. That's where you're different. The Aliens brain is saying the Hail Marys and recollecting and reconvening. I think a wrestler should be known for a gimmick match to end their feud. Huh? Explain, Anonymous, of AW Forbidden Door would be forbidden if the shoe was in Japan. Maybe you're literally like locking up my brain. I'm sorry for everybody that can hear me doing we got a puppet. Voodoo doll. Voodoo. They're making Ash by Elegance pick her nose. All right, so we've done dolls in pro wrestling. We've done the Mini Monet, but now we've got Voodoo. Hootie-doo. Allie is eating ass out here. And these are words I never thought I would have to say publicly out loud into a camera that would be recorded on the internet for the annals of time. Pause. But it's not the cake, not the yum. I need it. Yes, anything but but we had a literal voodoo doll out there. Bride of Chucky be damned. We've got the voodoo, hoodoo, shoodoo out there. Hootie-doo. See, yeah, this is the Russo, where are you? I know you're booking this. This is something that respectfully, if you were, and I'm not trying to always act of every minute should be anybody that's flipping through the channel. But god damn it. That is offensive to that doesn't fly with even hardcore wrestling fans. We're doing voodoo out here. I get the suspension of disbelief. I think everybody as a wrestling fan gets that. But we're doing literal voodoo in a company that already has an unserious reputation. Sorry, they keep showing Mara Sade on the apron, and her attire is just that's the fucking hypnotist right there making me lock in. I knew voodoo wasn't real. Voodoo running from Imagine. Yeah, now you got me wanting to listen to ICP albums out here because we're doing goddamn voodoo in the middle of matches because I got friends on the other side. What the fuck are we doing? The drape over headlock as what? Rosemary was about to take out the referee, but eats a big boot. Mara's running off. Heather or Ash calling for a timeout. 2 Iceman eats her right hand. Why did she fall down? Why did Ash fall down? They didn't hit the puppet. The poopette. I can't wait till my neighbors can talk to me. Why were you screaming about a puppet on a Thursday night? That is witchcraft with a whipper tail. And the beast was done. Allie, what the fuck was that? Ann was trying to do a Spanish fly or something, but Rosemary stopped Allie from going over. Big knees, 1, 2. Mercifully, this fucking match is ended. Anthony, I love you. I'm glad you watched this all up onto your own. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about it. But good God Almighty, I am broken in half. I am fucking glad that that match is over with. One of the most bizarre knockouts match. Yeah, thank you, Todd Henderson. No, but anyways, yes, thank you, commentary team, of announcing that this is one of the most bizarre knockouts matches you've ever watched, because I feel the same. Yeah, Todd Pettingale up there. Now they've got the voodoo doll. Where's Christian? Where is Christian right now with black cats and voodoo dolls? Christian, who's normally out here watching all this time and everything and trying to make all the Ricky Martin references he can out there. This is your moment out here with black cats and voodoo dolls. What the? And so this hasn't been a good show. There's actively someone shitting in the restroom that they had behind Casey Navarro as we're about to get into the main event out here, which, good on you, they're going to give them 20 minutes out here. Speaking of the main event of the night.
All right.
How you doing, sir?
We are at the main event. We are at the main event.
2 quick questions.
Yep.
A, did you see the man in the toilet behind Casey Navarro?
No, I didn't. I missed that.
No, give me a replay. There was somebody that was feet out the door on the restroom when Casey Navarro was walking backstage.
That's just
But
nasty.
I digress. Black cats and voodoo dolls and Ash by Elegance and the Deathly Dolls out there. What do you make of that match? How do you?
That was comical. That was comical in a good way. As soon as she brought out the doll, I said, I know exactly where we're going. I know exactly where we're going. I think the funniest part for me was when Iceman was holding the doll and he got kicked by Mara Sade and the doll fell.
I didn't even know he was holding the doll. I just saw him get kicked and then she fell.
Yeah, and he was holding the doll, and he kind of dropped the doll on the way down, and then she fell down too. That whole match was comical to me. I liked it. I think obviously there's sometimes there's good comic relief in wrestling. Some people hate it, some people like it. I actually enjoyed that. I was having fun watching that.
That's why I was interested by it, because I wasn't a fan of that. Was mercifully that was done, and even Tom Hannafin, as I finally remember his name on commentary, was out there saying that was probably the oddest knockouts division match we've ever watched. We had voodoo, we had here, there, and everywhere. It's interesting, but so where does this go now? Of who challenges the Elegance brand for the tag titles?
It's definitely going to be either some version of Allie
Rosemary and Allie.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be more Rosemary and Allie challenging for the tag team titles. They won tonight. That gives them a little bit of edge and momentum. So yeah, it's definitely going to be Allie. I feel like Allie and Rosemary challenging for those titles.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get a little edge and momentum here real quick, sir, but I'll be back at it like a jackrabbit.
Yeah, as Nick takes a pause here, we are in commercial break. We are on to the international title match. Casey Navarro, Mustafa Ali, should be a good one. Just got back from the craziness of the Elegance brand. I did see on my pause that the ladder match is official. It is a 3-way for the tag team titles. It will be the Righteous, the Hardys, and the System. I feel like this is when you pull the trigger, you give the titles to the Righteous. As soon as I saw that was announced, I tweeted it out, got Dutch to like it and see it, and I retweeted. So yeah, I need the Righteous to win the titles at Slammiversary. I like the system, but I also feel like I don't want to say I've seen enough of the system, but we can put those titles on the Righteous, right? So I'm excited about that. So we've gotten some really cool matches going into Slammiversary. So if we can run down the, as Damien said, he thinks the main event is going to be awesome. If we run down Slammiversary real quick, we got Moose versus Eddie Edwards. We got Nick Nemeth versus Mike Santana for the world title. We got Lei Ying Lee versus Zaya Brookside for the Knockouts title. We have a ladder match for the tag team titles with the System, the Righteous, and the Hardys. And we have Ultimate X so far with 2 participants. I did want to touch on briefly before we get into the main event, a tweet that Carlos put out before TNA went live on AMC or started to air on AMC tonight. He tweeted out that Slammiversary will be amazing. And he had 3 emojis. He had a shock face emoji, he had a red circle emoji, and he had an X emoji. And I personally decoded that as amazing red from the shock face amazing, the red, obviously circle red, and Ultimate X. I have put that together as amazing red, Ultimate X match, Slammiversary. I will leave that right there. I would love to see Amazing Red step back foot into TNA. Boston says down there, Nick told me it was only between the Hardys and the Righteous. Who do I listen to? I pick Anthony. It's definitely between the Hardys, the Righteous, and the System. I have, if you go to my Twitter, you can see the promotional poster that TNA posted. I took it from their Twitter page and added it to my tweet. So yeah, it's all 3 of them. And TNA, so TNA will be at 4 p.m. TNA Slammiversary will be at 4 p.m. Sunday, June 28th. There's a lot of wrestling going down on that weekend. As I just ran down the card, they're running down the card so far too.
I was live guessing because they were only showing the Righteous and the Hardys on screen. So mea culpa.
So Cedric Alexander defending his X Division title in Ultimate X. Only got 2 competitors so far. And Eric Young versus Ricky Sosa. Look at me predicting the card before it even happens. So Eric Young versus Ricky Sosa. So that takes the card up to, and the Elegance brand will be defending against Rosemary and Allie. Okay, the card is shaping up to look nice. The card is shaping up to actually look really nice. So so that takes the card up to, I think that's 8 matches, because the tag team match is now the ladder match. So that's either 8 or 9 matches for the card. So card shaping up to be good. It's starting at 4 p.m. that Sunday. Also on that same day, we got Slammiversary at 4. We got Great American Bash at 7, and I think Forbidden Door is at 8. There's a lot of wrestling happening that Sunday. So we are at the main event. We got Casey Navarro. We got Mustafa Ali for the international title.
Yeah, look at you being the insider, picking out all the matches even before they announced them, like you didn't know what was going to happen.
I didn't know.
Dirt sheets and conversations and chat rooms and back alleys that we don't even know about.
I didn't know about these matches. I just kind of guessed it. But yeah, they shaped up this
exactly though. Just guessed it exactly.
Maybe because I'm smart.
Called it exactly.
Maybe because I'm smart. I guessed it exactly.
Point at head, look smart. I'm not going to let my sources out, is what you meant to say. This is why this man is the resident insider, the TNA insider out there. Because this man's got all the scoops. This man's calling releases and just doesn't want to announce them until the talent gets a chance to announce it. Unlike other companies. Right?
Kind of. That's true.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Jen, what up? I don't even know how to try and translate that. I hope that's nothing bad. But Russell Rand, what up? They already lost them rants. Who's what? Oh, I always got to go with my boys, the Hardys, for the W, but I don't think they're going to lose in the titles. They already lost them. Yeah. Don't lost them.
Yeah, they already lost them. The system has the titles. Anonymous, don't put this on me. Do not put this on me, because if I was on the booking team, I would be a part of this slander that the online is giving the creative team.
It would have been fixed. Hey, Carlos, we'll do it on the low. You don't have to pay Tommy Dreamer. I'll show up and still wear the same sweatpants. And you don't even have to worry about it.
But I mean, literally within one night, they put this whole Slammiversary card together, which is something TNA has done in the past. Just not with their big shows. It's more with their monthly specials. But yeah, they put this entire card together in one night, basically.
Yeah, but is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that you're doing too much too fast too soon? Or did you wait too long?
They've did it in the past. They did it in the past with their monthly specials, which I really don't mind. I know for myself, like for Final Resolution 2024, they announced the matches a week before Final Resolution. Final Resolution is not a big pay-per-view. I was going regardless, bought my tickets like 3 or 4 months in advance, so it didn't bother me. But in this case, with it being Slammiversary being their big summer show, I do think it's a bit too late, to be honest.
Fair enough. AR1 just got in from work. Did we get Mara Sade tonight? Yes, we did in the 6-woman match. And goddamn, does she need to be your Knockouts champion? She's somebody that TNA should put a fucking emphasis on.
I think what would really be cool is if so it looks like they're going to be a trio, Allie, Rosemary, and Mara Sade. It would be cool if Allie and Rosemary won the Knockouts tag team titles, and they push Mara Sade in the Knockouts title scene, and she wins that Knockouts title, and that whole group holds all the gold for the Knockouts division. I think that would be cool.
Right. Folks, let us know who you have for this match, but you've got Mustafa or you've got KC, and I'm starting to wonder if because of how much they were putting KC over on the show tonight, he loses and he just comes up short, and we get the rematch at Slammiversary.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. Like, he comes up real short tonight, but at Slammiversary, that's technically the last match we need to have announced is the international title match. So I can see them running this back at Slammiversary.
Right. And there's the green t-shirt guy in TNA. He's the gray t-shirt guy instead of the green t-shirt guy. Restaurants, I'm going for Mustafa. I'm in commercial break. Almighty, can we agree this is a solid show overall, though? Not great, but solid.
Definitely not great. Before 10 o'clock, I was at a 6. But I personally have moved that up to a 7 because I really enjoyed the Elegance brand match. I was off stream. I was over here laughing and having a ball at everything they were doing with the voodoo doll.
See, so you took your pause and missed perfectly with what you wanted to see and just had your own little private party and everything. I take a pause and still walk into Mr. Elegance and Elijah and everything.
Oh yeah, you still had to. Yeah, you tried to pause, but came back
You can
for the
have
roll
that,
up.
but no, I still
So
suffer right along with you when you're out there hot dogging grandstanding because of the elegance brand with voodoo dolls.
I
Which
was
again,
like
I said
during that
I'm
match,
missing Christian. Sorry.
I was over there live tweeting. I was I was having a ball during that match. I enjoyed it. I guess for me, like I know a lot of people like Danhausen, and I think maybe Boston in the comments made a comparison with Danhausen in that how people like Danhausen, he's comical. I don't find Danhausen funny, but I definitely found that entire match funny. I was having a ball. I'm not gonna lie.
You got
So
different
yes,
senses of humor, my guy.
I'm definitely at a solid show at this point. Not great, but definitely solid.
Yeah, we got
And
different.
Unbroken, I don't practice black magic, but I am into the whole spooky magic witch stuff. I just watched a movie last weekend called the North Witch. Fantastic horror movie. So like anything like that is fun in my book.
This is where, like I said, where's Christian Powers, my buddy out there with black cats and voodoo dolls? This is fitting for all of his Ricky Martin, living La Vida Loca references and everything. We had voodoo dolls and everything, and nowhere to be seen of just. I guess we got different senses of humor. This might be why you don't watch the Austin Powers movies or anything, because this just didn't do it for me, brother. This was just. Nah, you can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Yeah, I was having a ball. I'm not even gonna lie. I definitely enjoyed that. So yeah, that was fun to me. That was fun to me. Anytime the Elegance brand is doing something that has nothing to do with Mr. Elegance, I'm cool with it.
Boston out there going at you. No, I didn't say the Danhausen thing for comedy reasons. I said it because it was being complained about that there was voodoo being used, but Danhausen, the cloning machines and cursing people is fine. Listen, you
sorry for misquoting
curses because the New York Knicks are one game away, and then we can talk about curses and everything. I don't care even about the Stanley Cup curses. I've seen people that want to send Danhausen to the White House just to do some things, just to have a visit, just to have a look around. But yeah, Danhausen curse is real and it's getting pop culture vibes out here. I don't know about the voodoo doll felt to me like mini Monet. Felt like Harley Cameron with the Monet puppet.
I totally forgot about that. That never crossed my mind. But hey, you feel the way you feel. Can't change it.
Live how you want to live. As we are back in action as Casey getting choked out by Mustafa. So, official consensus. Well, I know chat, let us know who you think wins this match, but official consensus Casey wins a new champ or Ali wins and we run it back at Slammiversary.
I say Ali wins and we run it back at Slammiversary, and then Casey gets his big moment there. I know he called in and said he wants to win a TNA championship in 2020. What were we in 2026? So yeah, I see it happening at Slammiversary.
I want to see Mustafa as TNA World Champion.
Yeah,
him as the focal point of this brand works for me.
Ooh, him doing that corner spot is devastating.
He move himself and put himself out. No one was involved but him.
And nobody, yeah, like you said, nobody but him was involved in that.
Don't let Anthony get a hair sample from you, Nick. What, you gonna clone me? Acting like I don't have a wife who's into the fantastic and the spooky and the supernatural and everything. Like, trust me, we got altars, we sage the apartment and everything. Like, trust me. The witchy vibes and everything very much are akin out here of trust me. We're the black cats and voodoo dolls. I had a black cat until she passed away. Yeah.
Right. Like I can't even contain my excitement as they're on the middle rope. What is this? Ooh,
Oh, he turned into a cutter.
he turned that into a cutter. I
Or
was
a
just gonna
cutter or a
say that
stunner.
I couldn't contain my excitement when they announced Practical Magic 2 that comes out this September. Like I'm excited for that.
What is that?
Practical Magic is with oh man, I lost her name. Dang it. I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't think of her name.
I got you out there with, getting Wizards of Waverly Place or something.
What is her name?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Is that where we're going? Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Oh, Sasu. Little back kick. Famasser.
Amos, sir.
1, 2.
2 count. I'm broken down here. Says they're doing a new Practical Magic movie. Yes, it's like what 20 something years in the making. So yes, they are, and it comes out in September 11th to be exact.
I mean, damn, you're thinking about the movie with the magicians with Woody Harrelson and all that, to where they're all can you see me or whatever.
Yeah. So next week, Moose and the Hardys team up to take on the System. Ew, we got Elena Black versus Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, you said "you" as we were both reading it off.
That was so mean. Oh, he hit his finisher, whatever that move was.
2 goat.
Oh,
I feel like Eric Andre. Why would you say something so brave? It's so bold.
The return of Ricky Sosa next week. He's in action.
He returned this week. He returned. He didn't do shit, but he returned.
I should say in action next week.
Yes.
As they have at the bottom.
This is the thing. It's just minor changes. Trust me. Carlos, we won't make fun of you. We'll do it on the low. Like I said, I'll wear the Terry Funk pajama pants like Tommy Dreamer does to show up to all the meetings.
Navarro at the top. Mustafa Ali back up. Oh,
kind of caught him. Sharpshooter. It's always going to be a sharpshooter. Of Stings, you only meant one.
He taps. Wow. I was expecting a little bit of a fight. A little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, no, as Ali's locking it back in.
I was going to say
this is where you're going to get the rematch because he's locking it back in and now he's just beating him down.
Wait, why is Nick Nemeth coming out here? Or is that Ryan? No, it's Nick.
The Nemeth.
And then Mike Santana.
This is where TNA should have a fucking Resident Evil sponsorship. You got the Nemeth. What is?
Are they coming out here to save him?
This dude, huh? So next week of 6-man tag match.
Ooh,
Mike Santana and Casey Navarro versus Mustafa Ali and the Good Hands.
Yeah, they're gonna play the can they coexist story. Can Nick and
they started off existing like the Battle of Waterloo out here. Yeah, they really got to. This is something you do. Like they've been friends for so long, and now they've got to face each other for the title. Not can they coexist?
I know they said in the injury report that Trey Miguel was out. I thought this would be the point where Trey Miguel came out because he's technically offered a rematch.
Oh,
Nemeth protecting Santana right there because he was about to hit him with the title belt.
the wanted man is an honorable man.
Oh, danger zone.
What the? All right. So just take back everything I said for the last 30 seconds and just take that, rewind it back. Why did you protect the man to then fucking zigzag him?
Because I was about to say, like earlier, like he's technically a heel. So I didn't get the helping him, but that makes sense answering the question of taking out Santana himself.
You were good until you weren't good. And now, so Nick Nemeth goes over. Thankfully, it's not the go home show, but goes over on the end of Impact tonight and let us know your rating for it. And I don't know if it's going to be positive.
That makes sense, Boston. That makes sense. Okay, I can get with that. I can get with that.
But then I still don't get why. Like, why are you going to be dick after just being a hero? Like, Tony, like Captain America shows up to fucking save the day, but then still punches Iron Man in the fucking face. Why?
Civil War.
Feige, eat your fucking heart out. But no, I don't know your rating tonight. Let us know your ratings, folks. I'm 6.5. Of it's not been a stellar week so far. I know we got finally SmackDown in its regular time slot, so we'll see. But
yeah,
this hasn't been a stellar week for pro wrestling on TV.
Yeah, I don't know what Dynamite was last night. Did I watch?
I gave it an extra point because of Shane Taylor's size. That tells you how bad it was, and that was a fix.
I don't recall watching Raw this week. I didn't watch NXT. But I think was Raw at 2 this week?
Raw was the afternoon. NXT so far is still in this week. I wasn't here for Raw, so I can't comment.
Okay, yeah, I had Raw on, but I was working, so I probably missed a good portion of it. But for tonight's show, I think I said when I came back from my pause, I was at a 7. I'm still at a 7. The main event was fun. The aftermath was a little confusing. Boston connected some dots for me, which makes sense. Yeah, I'm at a 7 because I really enjoyed that Elegance brand match. I'm not even gonna lie. I was at a 6 until we got to that match.
You're trying to make me take points off now. I gave it a 6.5. You know what? Now because you reminded me of the Black Cats and the Voodoo Dolls, we're going to 6. We're going to the same rating as Dynamite now. I'll turn this car around, folks.
You do you. You do you.
6 out of 10 knee pads, 0 out of 10 knee pads for Anthony. 6.5 matches, pretty good actually. 6 out of 10. Casey Navarro, Mike Santana, Nick versus Order for next week on TNA. Week, yeah. 7 out of 10, excuse me. 6.66 out of 10. Inocean Magic Calus.
You gave it 6.66 for a different reason, I feel like.
the cursed show. You are cursed. Because he's facing Santana and he saw an opportunity to get in his head before their match at Slammiversary and he took it. Do you want them to be friends playing patty cake till the 28th thing? No, I don't even want this fucking match, if I'm being honest. I already thought that Nemeth had already cashed in the Cup and everything like that. if you were going to do it, I would have done him versus EY at Slammiversary, and then you have Nemeth announce at the start of the match or whatever, hey, I'm calling my shot.
I'm confused though, because a couple of weeks ago, you weren't a fan of EY and Santana. You were saying that it wasn't a marquee Slammiversary match.
They're going to go with your boy Macklin's already left, so they've only got so much. I got peanut butter and ketchup in the cabinet. Okay, I can only make what I can make with what I got in the cabinet, and this is what they got.
I don't know. It's confusing to say you didn't want them, but now you want them. But I feel like Nick Nemeth and Santana is more of a marquee match than EY and Santana.
So when Nick Nemeth beats Santana and takes the belt off of him because Santana's about to leave in July, you cool with that?
See, you base everything off of somebody leaving. You base things on if they leave.
I just know a track record.
If they leave, they leave. But also, they have. I don't know. We speculate because of what the internet says on contracts, but they have this man on the lockdown promotional poster, which goes down at the end of August. So maybe he doesn't drop the title, or maybe he does drop the title and he doesn't drop the title until lockdown. I feel like we have to stop basing our predictions and stuff on people potentially leaving that haven't left yet.
But you were saying earlier, you said yourself about how they offer minor league contracts. They offer 3 months, 6 months, all of that they need to start offering better contracts. So how you got this man locked down to the 21st and a half century out here?
I said that for future contracts, but right now for what we have, I mean, I feel like we're
looking for a future contract.
I feel like we're doing a disservice by trying to book matches based on what the internet says of whose contract is expiring. We don't know when these people's contracts technically. We don't know when these contracts are expiring. We don't. At all. We don't. We just go on. We base it on what Sean Ross Sapp has said, and we've also came on this channel and said he's not a real journalist, but we're basing storylines off of what he said about Mike Santana.
Well, that's a lot of collective, and you even have admitted that they don't sign talent to long-term contracts.
I'm not talking about signing talent. I'm not talking about signing talent. You're saying two different things. I'm saying basing storylines off of currently signed talent. I'm not talking about signing. I'm not talking about signing talent for an extended period of time. I'm talking about right now with the main event storyline. You're basing your dislike over Mike Santana potentially leaving. That's what I'm basing this on.
It's not my dislike. It's my prediction on the outcome of.
But you just said you'd rather have EY versus Santana. And
because it would have been
3 weeks ago, it wasn't a marquee match.
Your ass when Santana loses. Like, do you think Santana's staying around as world champion?
He has to lose it regardless of if he's leaving TNA or not. He's eventually going to lose the title. What I'm saying is, I think we're doing a disservice when we're mentally booking these matches around people potentially leaving TNA. He's going to lose the title regardless. One day, one way, one how, the man is dropping the title. That's how titles work. You don't hold it forever.
Well, yes, but I'm saying as far as by the end of this month, like we're talking about at the next pay-per-view, at the upcoming title defense, do you think that he retains, that he's still going to be stronghold throughout the summer as Mike Santana as TNA champion?
No, I personally think he's losing the title at Slammiversary. Like I've said that for months. I don't think he's holding that title past Slammiversary. I also feel like because he is on the lockdown card, he is going to be in TNA well into August. Unless they just, not on the card, but on the promotional poster. I feel like he's going to be in TNA well into August. After August, I don't know. But right now, I feel like that going back to my original thought, I just feel like if we're booking matches based on people leaving, fan wise, I feel like we're doing a disservice to the storylines.
And I'm just surprised. I had you out there clutching everything. That trust me, I loved all that. I was like, come on, keep it going. Give me, come on. I can take it. Come on. Come on, give me some more. But Boston, because we got that one already. 7 out of 10. Honestly, if I'm TNA, I'm strapping the rocket to Ricky Sosa because just off his entrance alone, I can easily see that blowing up. Similar like tricks, bang, bang, Sosa.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of the TNA fans is saying like we need to strap a rocket to Ricky, and by way of doing that, him feuding with EY at TNA original, I think is perfect. Um, it's the follow up. It's the follow up after he's done with EI. What do we do next with him? And I think putting him in that international title spot a little bit. I think if we move Mustafa Ali into the world title picture, I think that'd be good.
When he gets healthy, I'm expecting a huge push for Trey Miguel.
Yeah. Yeah. Trey Miguel, definitely. Trey Miguel, especially now that he's gotten bigger in size, you definitely can put that man in the world title picture. He's gotten a lot big. He's like up swole at this point. So that's somebody you definitely can use in the title picture.
A little Swolverine out there, but even just him coming off of everything of AW got the Rascals except for Trey, of now make him the fucking crown jewel of TNA.
Right, absolutely. I mean, even when he came back to TNA, he was being used more than any of his Rascal counterparts. Like they kind of strapped a rocket on him too when he came back. And he's even the last time the Rascals left him in TNA, I mean, he kind of skyrocketed to the X Division, won the X Division title, was putting on some great matches with Speedball Mike Bailey and some others. I think Crazy Steve too. So yeah, I think when he comes back, he's going to be prominent in TNA too.
Right. Well, Almighty Pop saying 6.5 out of 10 tonight. I'm not mad. It still was better than last week.
Definitely better than last week. Last week was a struggle. From start to finish.
Again, TNA needs to be live and on at 8 p.m. I'd appreciate that at least in order to take it to the next level. The time slot might be, there's a lot of uphill battles it feels like TNA is fighting, and some of them almost might be shadow boxing. Like I feel like there's some issues that get brought up that aren't the focal point that they need to be. But yeah.
I initially thought that the reason why they were on 9 is because the AMC was going to have original programming at 8 to basically lead into TNA, but that has not been the case. It's been movies, replay of movies. So yeah, I feel like moving to 8 would be great. I know I defended the 9 a lot because I thought they were really going to do something with the 8 p.m. slot, but they haven't. So if we're going to be playing like tonight, I think it was Independence Day at 8, or I think it came on like at 6 or 5 and went until 8. We can move TNA to 8 o'clock. We definitely can do that.
I appreciate that. As anonymous, I thought Nick would go 5.5. Them the zigzags out of 10. Yeah, Boston, you should. I deleted that comment. We're invited to it. Yeah, we're not Ouija boarding out here with fucking ratings, my guy.
Right. Right.
They gave you their 2 biggest stars facing off. I'll give you that. I think at this point we're packing in, we're closing in for the evening. This man just just done with my nonsense. Yup. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of I'm sick of all of yup.
No, we both have early morning, so that's why I was saying.
Denisha, what up? But
what's up, Denisha?
EY is a TNA OG. I don't, but that's the thing is he's a fucking log jam a little bit, but Chad giving it more, I'd say probably a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I can't remember fully even your number. You might have been more in line with the chat.
Yeah, I was at a 7.
Yeah, so there you go. We're what, 2 weeks away, a week away from Slammiversary?
2, I think. 2 weeks away from Slammiversary, somewhere around there, 2.5. Weeks away from Slam. Yeah, another big wrestling weekend, a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, we're about 2 weeks away from Slammiversary.
Yeah, so where it's going to be worlds collide, but our shit is real, our shit is raw. I'm sorry, I was starting to go into the outro before.
No, you're fine.
You got anything else left you want to say, my
guy? I wasn't prepared, but yes, go to the outro.
There you go. But we got it out here. It's a Thursday, and we're back at it like a jackrabbit. Tomorrow, Friday night SmackDown. Regular Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. No more European tours for a brief minute. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you put that for life with it.
See you tomorrow for SmackDown.